let's wrap this up with some defense, huh?
All right, Joe, you want to lead it off? Wrap this up.
Yeah, and I know you guys are hating on this like crazy, but one of my favorite plays this week is the New York Giants on defense. I do not like paying up for defense. And I'm like looking. I've had a really hard time with the defenses this week. I've been looking through, and it seems like everyone's shit. But I just like the Giants' position this week. Nick
What
Mullins,
stands out to you about the Giants? Forget the Niners.
they actually have solid interior defensive linemen. That's the only thing that grades really well. And they have the number one corner right now that's graded out. And Bradbury. Bradbury's been killing it out there.
Yeah.
I just think it's just one of those weeks where the Niners, they're so goddamn unhealthy that the Giants defense might not be on the field that much. I don't know. I just, for a low-owned team, I want to go Giants against Nick Mullins, right? And they don't have any other running backs. Yeah, Shanahan's going to dial some things up, and they're going to score some points for sure. But I'm just looking at some turnovers, tip balls, sacks, things like that. I think the Giants get some positive points this week because they've actually been getting sacks and some turnovers, even though they've been getting up a lot of points. That's where my head is. I just can't really pick out any other defenses. I'm like, oh yeah, they have turnover opportunities.
I've got a few.
I'd love to hear.
I've got 5 defenses that I'm on.
5?
My God,
just
man.
In the pool, I've got 1 or 2 that are up higher. I've got 1 or 2 that's in the mid, and then I've got 1 that's more pay down.
I honestly just think I've got 3 defenses I'm playing this week.
Well, why don't you go, and then I'll wrap up.
If I'm paying up for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm paying down, I guess my mid pack team is Washington, the football team.
Yeah, I got Washington in 1 or 2 too.
And then if I'm paying
potential.
And then if I'm paying all the way down, I'm sorry, I've got 4. I'm either going Falcons or Eagles. Right?
The Falcons?
If you're going to tell me that I can pay $2,800 for a defense and get 50 to 55 times of Mitch Trubisky maybe throwing me the ball, I'll take that all day.
Dude, if that's your case, I would just go the Jets against Phillip Rivers right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, I mean,
oh my
God.
God.
I don't like paying up for defense.
That honestly, Joey, might be the best play.
I might play that because I do not like paying up $2,000 for defense. Right? You can get so much better players and better value at every other position. Where it's like most of these teams, defenses around the league have just been getting shredded.
So what did the Jets score last week? Let me look.
Defense?
Yeah, they're defensive. They got 7 points in week 1 and 4 points in week 2.
If they get me 4 points this week versus Phillip Rivers, sign me up.
They've gotten 3 sacks in each of their last games. So it's not like
I just put the Jets into a lineup. I'm playing the Jets in at least one lineup that I've been making while we've been talking right now.
To be totally fair, their only shot to score is a punt return. Right, so fucking who knows?
Look at their defensive coordinator, dude. They're just gonna send 9 some plays, and surprise a team and get a sack, get a turnover. I mean, that's all they can do to try to win. So
yeah,
I can see the Jets defense doing some things this week.
I'm gonna try to play real football teams on Sunday, unlike you two degenerates. I will be playing some Colts defense. Again, I watched the Jets play football last week, and I will be playing some Colts D. I will be playing some Chargers, because I think Carolina is completely screwed without Christian McCaffrey. I'll be playing some Patriots because Derek Carr on the road on the East Coast against Belichick. Give me that all day. And I will be playing some Washington football team because I think the Browns are a figment of everyone's imagination, and they smoke the Bengals, and that's cool. Bengals have the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Give me the Washington football team.
Did you mention the Bucks at all?
Yes,
I did not, but that was interesting. Yeah, I saw Tampa on there.
I'm interested in the Bucks as a pay up just because of Jeff Driscoll.
But that's one where I think it's worth, if you're gonna pay up for the Bucks, you just pay another $300 to go up to the Steelers.
Yeah,
unless that $300 is going to get you a player that you have to have in your lineup, then okay, then that's fine. Go for it. Sure. Do it. But on the road, I like to try and play home defenses when possible. I know there's no fans right now, right? So that doesn't really matter a whole lot. But look, I'm here's the reason why I'm playing the Jets. I'm making this lineup right now, and I had everything built out but my defense and my flex, right? If I play the Steelers, I have a max of 5,200 that I can play in my flex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those are guys like, decent players. Deshaun Jackson could be a good call. Jonnu Smith,
Slayton, Ruggs. Yeah.
Slayton, Gage. You could play another tight end to play Zach Ertz, right?
Yeah.
But if you put the Jets in, that now allows me to go ahead and play basically anybody who I want.
Yeah.
I could play Ridley, and look,
you could probably get to
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
So the reason why
Connor.
you're playing the Colts, right, is the same reason why I would rather play Taylor, and you're going to pay $2,100 more for the Colts. I think I can get more out of Taylor points-wise than I can playing the Colts defense.
No, I totally understand it. And I don't disagree with it. Like, the Jets are absolutely like an embarrassment to the NFL. But if you're going to go down, like going all the way down to 2K, like I totally get that, and just take it and just hope and pray that, they get a couple sacks, maybe a pick, and they just keep the game. Like Indy beats them 20-10, like that's possible for sure,
Philip, I mean, I think, that game in particular is really interesting to me this week.
That's a huge spread too. That's something weird about
11.
I know.
It is 11. I know that the Jets are just like, Satan's afterbirth, but it's just like 11 points for a professional football team playing the Colts, who really haven't played anybody and, lost to the Jags week 1.
Jim, to be fair,
the Niners got smoked by Miami.
The Niners are missing like 15% of their team heading into the game. They lost another 20% during it, and they still smoked the Jets.
I get
the
that.
Jets, dude, pretty soon you're going to start hearing them like, we won.
I think that's just more of I think that's more of like a straight up out coaching situation on top of that too.
I think it's everything, dude. Personnel, like the coach, nobody wants to be there. It's just, if Crowder doesn't play, like they barely have NFL caliber players other than like Becton and a few guys. So like, I don't know. I see the play though for 2K. Like I know what you're saying. Like if you can get a Henry or a Taylor instead of Deshaun
and that's
Jackson,
all. And that's all it is. It's like the
it's
reality is if you're scoring over 15 points on your defense, it wasn't because you knew more than anybody else.
Totally.
It's like that defense got a defensive touchdown or a return touchdown or something fucking wild happened.
Yeah.
And that can happen with the Jets. A fumble recovery for a touchdown. Who knows? So at 2,000, I prefer going down than going up, and that's just my strategy.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that'll about wrap it up.
That does it, boys. We'll be giving updates obviously through our Twitter and social media throughout the weekend. But
DFS Joey Levine,
at JJ McIntosh,
and I'm Vinny Levine 29.
Follow us so we get our high-owned pivots going throughout the weekend as more reports come out and injuries come out, guys. Follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.
Later.